Shane. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, Kevin. Hey, KH. Hey, Gilbert. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. It's your girl, Vette Green, and I am live here doing things a little bit different, y'all. I am actually in the corridor of Buffalo State College. I'm doing stuff a little bit different this morning. So let me go ahead and open this live up. So as you guys are coming in the room, you know what I always like to ask you, where you are with your mental health from 1 to 10. This morning, I am at a 10. I'm feeling good. I feel blessed that I have a breath in my body, that I have a heart beating because somebody didn't make it this morning. So I'm focusing on that. Okay, being grateful for what I do have and not being too worried about what I don't have. Sometimes we get so boggled down with oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. And then before you know it, your whole day is gone because you're worried about what you don't have instead of being grateful for what you do have. So as you are coming in the room, hey Elaine, hey Jazz, hey Save the Gilnick, hey Devajna, my baby says she is at a 10.5. That is what I am talking about. Praise him, praise him, praise him, y'all. This is going to be a wonderful day, and that at 10 a.m. I am on 91.3 FM. That's WBNY 91.3 FM. So make sure you have downloaded the Radio FX app. Okay, download the Radio FX app. If you are not in the Western New York area, you may not be able to listen to me, your girl Vette Green, on 91.3 FM. That's WBNY. It's Buffalo State's own radio station. We got a lot to talk about. Hey, bestie, I see you out there. Grandest of risings to you. Hey, Magaline. Come on in the room as you guys are coming in. My baby says she is blocked, blessed, and highly favored. Ooh, I received that, y'all. I received that. Oh, see, I forgot to open it up on Facebook because, every morning, for whatever reason, I have to open it up on Facebook. If there is anybody out there that knows why I have to open it up, like physically open it up on Facebook every morning, please let me know because my page is not private. Not that I'm aware of, it's not private. So what are we talking about today, y'all? Did y'all know Lauryn Hill is being sued by some of her band members? Did y'all know that? Did y'all hear? Now, throughout the years, I've heard some things about the girl, Lauryn Hill. I mean, granted, Lauryn Hill is a goat out in these streets. She is somebody I can remember. Now, I know I'm dating myself. Y'all know I am a big old age of 48. I can remember it had to be about 99 because my oldest son, hey, New York Bronx Grandest of Risings to you. Hey, Joanne Graham Rising to you. I am talking about Lauryn Hill, y'all. Did y'all know that she is being sued by some of her bandmates? So some of the allegations is that there was a tour that was supposed to go on. Remember, everybody was excited about this tour. They're saying she's the reason why this tour did not go on. Now, I know we've heard that she has diva mentality and all of that, but I wonder if it's the industry that she's not down with. You know what I mean? Let me know, those of you who are out there listening to me on Facebook and YouTube, if this feed is not sticking. Because I see over here in the corner that my Wi-Fi may not be all that great. Hey, Mimi. Hey, love. I see you out there, Big Mike. Come on in. Come on in the room. Let me know what you guys think about Lauryn Hill. Do you think that it's just that she should be sued by some of her bandmates? So I'm going to bring up the article. I actually had wrote this down a couple of days ago to talk to you guys about, but I had totally forgot because we had got into this whole healing session yesterday. So if you did not see the Vette Green show yesterday, you need to tune in on Green Links Media. It was wonderful, wonderful. It was like a cleansing for me yesterday. And those of you who were on the live as well. Did you not like it? Did you not feel that the Most High was coming through? So the lawsuit was actually filed on Monday in New York, and it claimed that Lauryn Hill had mismanaged the budget of the band's 2023 comeback tour. Everybody, I know I was excited about it. We had talked about it on our morning show podcast. Everybody was so excited. Hey, good morning, cuz. I see you out there, love. Grandest of Rising. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I love you too. Come on in, everybody. We are talking about Lauryn Hill and these allegations that she mismanaged everything. And this is why they didn't go on tour, y'all. This is why they didn't go on tour. I know I was ready for that tour. What? That is a classic out in these streets. Lauryn Hill is a classic, but you know, there's always some truth to what people are saying. There's always some truth to what people be saying. And they say that she has some diva like tendencies and all of that. But if you know the story of Lauren Hill, you will know that the queen got hurt. She got hurt a long time ago, y'all, and some love. You know how we get into this love and we get to loving on people that don't have the capacity to love on us back. I think that might have had something to do with why she is the way she is, or the allegations of that. This is why she is the way she is. Y'all, I don't know. You let me know your thoughts as you are coming in the room. Um, I don't know. I just think that there must be something to it. Like why is it that she's being late for concerts and all of these things that they're saying? Why is it that these things are happening? Hey, Tangie B. Hey, Vanessa, come on in. Come on in. Hey, Rachel, come on in the room. This is the Vet Green Show. Listen, y'all, we are live here every Monday through Friday from 9 until 10 a.m. on Green Links Media. That's with LY and X. Feel free to come on in and join any conversation that we are talking about. The only thing that I ask for anybody that's coming in here is to be respectful. You have the right to have your opinion. Everybody has the right to their own opinion. I will never try and crucify anybody for what you believe in. All I'm going to say is just be respectful. That's it. Be respectful. So, moving on, y'all. We talked about the Chris Brown documentary. I don't know what's going to come with that. I really don't. Alleged apparently is something that's going to be happening. Some new allegations. I did some digging to figure out why a documentary now. Like, what is going on? Well, allegedly, yeah, there's some newer allegations, like within the last 2, 3 years. I don't know. Prayers for Chris Brown. I think that Chris Brown, in my opinion, Chris Brown is up there with the Michael Jacksons. He is that talented to me. He is an entertainer out of this world. You know how some people think of, hey, bro, grandest of risings to you, miss you so much. You know how some people look at Beyonce? Well, I think that if Chris Brown had not had all of that stuff happen all those years ago, that he probably would be able to be viewed as in that capacity. Like, you cannot take away what he's done. The music, even now, he's, man, who on here listening right now have not vibed out to a Chris Brown song? I'll wait and sip my Tim Hortons. Hardly anybody. Hardly anybody. So for this documentary to be coming out, there were some allegations about him and Karuchi Chan. Forgive me, love, if I'm saying your name wrong. Hey, Daryl, grandest of risings to you, grand rising to you, grand rising. Hey, that burger dude, grand rising to you. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. We are talking about Chris Brown right now. We talked a little bit about this yesterday in the allegations. So they're coming out with a new documentary. Who's going to watch? Hey, sis, come on in. Love you, love you, love you. I'm so glad you can join me this morning. Who's going to watch the documentary? Probably everybody. Probably everybody. Do you think that he probably was thrown into the industry a little bit too young? Remember, I think when he came on the scene where he was visible, he was just about 16 years old, which means he was probably getting brought up in the scene a lot younger than that, right? So think about what he may have been subjected to and the mentality that may have grown based on what he was around. Now, I want to bring you guys to, I want to talk about this. Now, those of you who are on TikTok, I want you guys to do me a favor. There's an artist that I follow. Her name is Unique, and she said something that was so profound, and I was listening to it today, and it kind of ties into what I'm talking about as far as Chris Brown. Now, forgive the background. Like I said, I am in Buff States. I'm in their space today. Um, she said something that just made so much sense. She's working on some music. How do I go see who I'm following? I think that's what I got to do. I'm still working on the one and one. And I have to find it, yeah. Oh, here it goes. Here it is. So let me find the video. For those of you who are, okay, let me pause this. Mhm. Okay. So what she really talks about is hey bro, as we are chasing our dreams, especially those who are in this creative space, and those of us who want to become an artist, a podcaster, a morning show, you know what I mean? Could be have a talk show, any of that, anything that's involved in the entertainment industry, and everything that's going on with Diddy and all of these allegations, what came out with R. Kelly. If you are a positive natured person, and big shout out to Unique for even putting her feelings out here. We're both such introverts. Like I am truly an introvert, y'all. And this is something that really bothered me with the Diddy situation. Like this is my take on it, and this is what was bothering me because I know what it is that I am becoming, and I know where it is that God is leading me. But it's like, okay, as you are leading me to these places, God, is this what I'm going to encounter? And and if I do encounter that, how? Where does that place me? So I'm going to play a little bit of this, so you guys can listen to what she's saying.
Okay, this is what my songwriting process looked like. Let's go. So when I first started, I started writing the lyrics and just, having the melody play out my head. Over time, when I started taking it serious and learning, how to go to the studio and all of the good things, I started downloading beats from YouTube and all of the beat sites, right? And I would find the beat, find a beat that speaks to me, and then just let the beat kind of tell me what I'm gonna write. Kind of like you can hear what the beat is saying. Like if you hear dum 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 dum, and I can hear that as I got it, like something like that, just randomly. Then came a time where I kind of like,
I hope y'all can hear
went
that.
back to the ways where it was like, okay, let me
And
write
any
first and then
artist that's
find the
out there
beat. And
listening, let me
I
know
did that
your
so much that it
feelings.
just both the lyrics and the beat meshed perfectly. I didn't have to look too hard. Okay. So now where I'm at a space where I'm only making music that I feel motivated to put out, I feel inspired to, or I feel the need to express myself. Right. Um, so the other day, 2 days ago, over the weekend, I wrote a song because I was doing some self reflecting, and it go like this. Do you still want it? Are you still chasing those dreams? Are you still hanging on the faith? Are you still hoping? Can you still have an open mind while doors are closing? Are you still questioning God like you ain't the one chosen? And I got that song, right? That hook, I started that off because I started the verse first, actually, just by 2 lines. On Twitter, I was thinking, like, wow, isn't it crazy how, you know, so much things are being exposed and like Diddy and all of this stuff about the industry and how, the industry is like this evil place. And how I'm like, but what about, my career? What about my music? What about etc.? I think we all aspire to be somewhere successful, whether it's the industry, whether it's just a small amount of success, right? So I just wrote on Twitter, literally, I was like, more and more I hear the industry is an ugly place, but I still feel like I got rose colored glasses on my face. And
That part. I love Unique. I love that she was so open and vulnerable because this is definitely something that's been on my mind. And this may be, hey, Aliyah, thank you so much for joining this morning. Hey, Mr. Swagger on full, thank you so much for joining this morning. So, for those of you who are out there aspiring to be this creative person, whatever that looks like for you, is that a worry for you? Is that something that has been on your mind? Hey, Charisma Grand Rising to you, love. I'm so happy that you joined this morning. So proud of you, girl. I know that's right. Get up out of here and do what you got to do. But going back to what I was saying, how do you guys feel about that? Because this is one of the things when the situation with Diddy came up, that's part of what was depressing me because it was like, man, I know what it is. Oh, thank you so much. You share. Oh, thank you, Ollie. Yeah, yeah, I appreciate that. You aspire to be something and you have these rose colored glasses on, like Unique said. And then you get there and you find out that there's all of this treachery, a lot of the same thing that we already see. Doesn't it seem so funny that we wear these rose colored glasses, y'all, because we want life to be perfect and it's portrayed as perfect on television. And they do that for a reason. It's portrayed as perfect and then we get there and it's like, wait a minute, This is similar to what I was experiencing when I was broke. This is similar to what I was experiencing when I was on the come up, right? It's very, very similar. So as you are going through your process, y'all just keep in mind that, yeah, wherever you are, whatever level you are on, there's going to be some devils. Whatever level you are on, there is going to be some devils. But through the process, you really do learn how to deal with those devils. Now, depending on where you want to be and how far you want to climb up the ladder, those devils are going to get harsher and harsher. It's a part of the process. But you learn some things as long as you, if you do fall or get knocked down, as long as you pick yourself back up, you've learned something and you'll be able to deal with those devils. So I'm telling to all of us creators who have this same worry that Unique was so gracious enough to express on her youth on her TikTok. Make sure you guys are following Unique. I've played her song before, and actually I'm going to play it again this morning just so we can get an idea of where this queen is with her brand. As y'all know, she is one of my favorites. Coming out of she was Unique was actually in California. I believe she is in the DMV area. I gotta switch this up. Y'all know I got to switch these brands. My bro is usually the one switching these brands and stuff for me, but I'm gonna do that and take care of some things here. So those of you who are in TikTok, hey TT, thank you so much for joining. Hey, the R&B Stoner. Hey, the R&B Stoner. If you are an R&B artist, you need to be sending me some of your music for the potential that it can be played live. So let me just get rid of some of this stuff, y'all, because I want to make sure that y'all can listen to this song. And the name of this song, I played it before. This is by The Unique. It's called Goals and Dreams. So I'm going to play this really quick, y'all. And I hope that y'all can hear it out there in TikTok world. I don't know how to tag Unique here. Thank you so much for the gift. Really appreciate it. The name of this song, y'all, this is my number one go-to song when I am like trying to really get my mind together and reminding myself why it is I'm doing what it is that I'm doing. I hope y'all can hear that. You gotta feel
yeah, I'm working 9 to 5, this 9 to 5 don't work for me. I gotta find my way about this ain't how it's supposed to be. Feel like I'm
I forgot to share this, y'all, so forgive me as I'm sharing this. Y'all just vibe out to the song. Cause it's my vision, it's yours now.
And you won't get it into reverse, goes around and around. I put my dreams on, you tell me how that sound. I wish my dreams could pay, cause I work for right now. Ain't had nobody else that they gon' hold me down. While I chase these dreams and know my goals. Chase these dreams and know my goals.
Thank you, babe.
When I say hold me down, I mean support.
That part.
When I say support, that don't always mean financial.
If you guys are following on Greenlinks Media, you can listen to this song and enjoy this vibe as well. If you are on TikTok, make sure you are sharing Unique. I mean, make sure you are not only sharing Unique, but you are following Unique. The name of the song is Goals and Dreams. You can listen to. You can go on YouTube and look up Unique Goals and Dreams, and you can listen to the song as well.
You know more talking, I'ma take a leap and quit. It's way too much to try to tell them I don't need this shit, I'ma be fine. Living on my own. And I don't need your opinions cause I'm grown.
That part,
you wanna
okay?
see me when I know you don't. Saying it don't make no sense, that's where you're wrong. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'ma do the shit, fuck those without it. Apologies, I won't allow it. Success talking, it talk the loudest. It talk the loudest. Success talking, it talk the loudest. It talk the loudest. Success talking it.
Let your success talk the loudest. You ain't gotta be all up in people's face as you doing stuff. Let your success talk the loudest, okay? Go ahead and download that song. I'm telling you, if you need a vibe in the morning, hey, yeah, Greasy, if you need a vibe in the morning, listen to Unique goals and dreams. So I say that to say, um, well, that was the song Goals and Dreams. But going back to what Unique said, what if, you know, Chris Brown being as young as he was, being in the industry, what if that is one of the challenges? We all heard the story about how he grew up, seeing his mom being hit. Like, one of the things I think we don't realize is that a lot of the way we act is based on our environment. It's based on the way we grew up. It's based on what we saw coming up. So if you see somebody being, hitting on somebody constantly or anyway, you, especially as a child in those formative years, you're going to believe that that is okay. Whether you anything happens with that, some way or other, you're going to either believe it's okay or you're going to vow to never be like that. It's either or. So, and not to just, give him no, free ride. I'm not doing that. I'm just asking everybody to just look at it on both sides. I just don't think that um you should drag somebody based on what they did in the past. I just don't believe that. Now, if there's new allegations and he's still that person, um, then you got to pay the piper. You do the crime, you got to pay the time. It is what it is. Hey, Teresa Grandis of Rising to you, beautiful. So good to see you here. So, what would you do if, or maybe some of you have been in that type of relationship, and I want to ask if anybody has been in that type of relationship and you feel confident, or you feel, I don't want to pressure anybody, but if you would like to share, what did you do in that situation? Did you stay? And if you did stay, or you're still in that situation, why are you staying? These eyelashes, y'all, I promise you, they are just acting up. um She's Ali. Oh, TT says, "Sister, what you going to keep on switching pages?" And also, everybody, thank you guys for the gifts. As you guys are coming in, let me know where you are with your mental health from 1 to 10, because I really do care. I am at a very, very good 10, feeling really, really good and positive. Um, Feeling really good and positive, y'all. So, the dock workers, y'all. Didn't we talk about this on Monday? Didn't we talk about these dock workers being on strike on Monday? I had a package come in that was not supposed to come in until like the end of the week, beginning of next week. That sucker got there yesterday. I was so excited because, as y'all know, if these dock workers continue to be on strike, now the things that are on the dock, they're probably hiring people. If you are in those areas right now, there's probably a mass attempt to get people on those docks that know what they're doing or can be trained very, very quickly. Hey, Haja Robertson. I think this is the first time I'm seeing you. Thank you so much for joining this morning. There's going to be a scramble to get that stuff out because people are waiting on their packages. You may be waiting on a package right now. Are you waiting on a package? I know I was waiting on a package, and thankfully that package got there earlier. But what about those of us who are still shopping? The holidays are coming, birthdays are coming. What's going to happen if these dock workers continue to stay on strike? Y'all, it's about to get real. We got the election, we got people going on strike, we got the dock workers being on strike. And I mean, I don't blame them. Do you blame them? I don't blame them. I listen, I feel that minimum wage should be $20, period. From 20 on up, minimum wage should be $20. I talk about it all the time. Just to have at least a livable wage. You know what I mean? $20 an hour is like $40,000 a year, roughly about that. I think $40,000 a year, depending on where you are living, that's kind of a livable wage. You may not, and depending on the size of your family, you may not be shackled to services like many of us are. We're shackled because we can't afford to not have things like food stamps, Medicaid, um, Medicare, things like that. We just can't afford it. And that's crazy because America is allegedly one of the richest countries. So, how could the everyday citizens like us be suffering like this? Well, we are. It's true. We are. So, moving on. So, I'm going to read to you what's on NBC News, everybody. You can read this or you can do a simple internet search. Hey, y'all, Greasy. Come on in, come on in, come on in, everybody. Yeah, said she was trying to reload. Um, Ian said, I'd like to take you on a steak dinner, my beautiful. Oh, wow. Ian, well, thank you so much. I am. Thank you so much, Ali Yaya. I am very much taken, but thank you for that. Take someone else on that steak dinner. I'm very sure they would be appreciative of it. So, what I am reading from everybody is from NBCnews.com, but you can do a simple internet search. So what NBC News is reporting is that a ship queue grows. So that means everything, the stuff is still coming in. Like these boats, it's not the people that's on the boats that's on strike. It's the workers that's supposed to take the stuff off these boats that's on strike. And they are still on strike. This enters the third day. They're saying at least 45 container vessels that have been unable to unload have anchored up outside the stricken East and Gulf Coast ports. And this was as of yesterday, everybody. Long lines of container ships queued up outside major U.S. ports on Thursday as the biggest dock worker strike. I think this is the biggest since 1977. Like this is, I was born in 76. So this is not, hey, Weedy, come, thank you. Come on in, come on in. This has not happened in almost 50 years, but it's happening because they're tired. And automation is real. A lot of these jobs, as they are seeing, is going to be taken over by automation. I told y'all about this book called The World on Normal People that you should pick up. You know what? I was looking at you. I was like, oh, she look a lot like, oh my God, Teresa. You got some strong genes, Queen. Because I'm like, oh, she look like Lola's family. I'm over here on YouTube and Facebook talking to my girl Teresa. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And you know I love me some Lola Roo. So, anyways, let me get back to this story. So this is actually the biggest dock worker strike in almost 50 years. Like they're saying like nearly a half a century. No negotiations were scheduled between the International Longshoremen's Association and employers, but the port owners are under pressure from the White House to hike their pay offer to land a deal. Now, reports are saying they're asking for over a 6-year period for something like a 77% increase. That's massive. That's massive. I don't know if they're going to get 77%, but I wonder what the wages are and why they're asking for it so much. I wonder I've heard that they get paid a pretty good penny, but based on what work that they're doing, you know what I mean? Like I feel CNAs, anybody working in nursing homes, the starting wage should be like $22 an hour because I mean, I don't know anybody working in that industry, working in nursing homes or assisted rehab units that do not have some debilitating things. Like this really is back breaking work, and they get paid like $14 an hour. Like make it make sense. Make it make sense. And then you may go out on disability, and then you know what I mean. Now you only getting a $900 a month check because you done broke your back for 20 years doing work. That you know what I mean. Like make it make sense. But I wonder what they're getting paid that they're asking for a 77% increase. That is a lot over a 6-year period, but still 77%. What are they getting paid? Blaisdell, hey, Blaisdell 716. I think this is my very first time seeing you. So welcome to the Vet Green Show. He said no CNA need like 25 or more. They are understaffed and overworked. I agree. To those working in that field, I know a lot of people working in that field. I know people that have retired from that field, people who have gotten hurt in that field. I agree, Blaisdell 716. Can I hear amen for those who think that people working in these nursing homes and assisted facilities and these, especially on a rehab or the dementia unit? I think that depending on the unit you're working on, there should be tiers, especially if you're on a dementia unit. Some of these people, if you have ever dealt with anybody who has suffered from Alzheimer's or dementia, it can get real. It can get very, very abusive. And then you're subjected to verbal and physical abuse. Come on now. Make it make sense. Hey, y'all, boo, grandest of risings to you, love. Grandest of risings. Come on in, come on in. If anybody would like to join this live, I'm going to go ahead and invite some of y'all up. Weedy, I saw you out there. Anybody who wants to join this live, come on in, come on in. Y'all can join the live anytime. And just say hi. Just come on in and say good morning to anybody. But yeah, like I was saying, I just think that that should be at the forefront. I know Kamala, and I'm not telling anybody who to vote for, but I know Kamala, that is something that she is running on. And if she does get into office, I think that we should hold her accountable for that, because we are the ones suffering right now, y'all. And then I'm here at Bus State College, and I'm thinking about all these students who are here, chasing their dream and what it's going to look like for them after they graduate, especially with automation. What is it going to look like for them? A lot of these factory jobs and stuff like that is going to, unfortunately, a lot of it is going to go away to automation. It's just what's going to happen. A lot of these jobs where people are writing and stuff, AI is going to take that as well. I think it's going to be a niche where you have actual physical writers, and I think that can probably become something where it's profitable. But I mean, you can use AI. Thank you so much for the follow, love. You can use AI to write a resume now, y'all. Like, all of these jobs that were jobs are now being taken over by automation. And that's what the dock workers are fighting about. They're saying that they need to make sure that they have job security. So, moving on to what NBC News is reporting, it says many seem to have decided to wait it out, possibly in hopes of a prompt resolution to the strike action rather than taking the proactive decision to just divert. That's what Everstream's Gina Santoro said in a video presentation seen. It was played on Reuters. She said the vessel backlog could double, which it is. It ain't no could, it's going to, because again, these boats are still coming in with this stuff. And what else? You know what else I didn't know, y'all? There's equipment. And then I was talking to my kids yesterday, and they mentioned the gas. And I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean the gas? They're like, yeah, gas is imported. And it's like, wait a minute, duh. Gas is imported, y'all. So does this also mean that our gas prices may go up? Or will the US go into the reserves that they know they have here in America? And then all we have to worry about are the trucks shipping the gas back and forth. So what's really going to happen? I don't know, y'all. But I think that is something that we need to be paying attention to, especially right now with the election looming. Blaisdell 716 on Facebook went on to say, and free mental health counseling. Oh, the mental stress of the job is insane. I agree. I agree. Those people who are working in hospitals and these medical facilities, yes, I agree, 1,001%. Mental health, because you have to think about this. A lot of people that's working in these positions, they are dealing with unlifing. Like, people are leaving this earth and they're walking into these rooms and they're supposed to be bathing them and stuff, and they're laying there and they don't even have life in their body. Imagine seeing that 20, 30 times out the year. And then you're supposed to just carry on like ain't nothing happening. That is definitely mentally boggling. I don't know about y'all, but like one unlifing, one person not having life in their body is enough for me. But seeing that on an ongoing basis, or you're taking care of somebody and now you formed a relationship, because it happens. It happens. You form a relationship and now all of a sudden you see them decline. And now that person's gone. Like that, mentally, I think that they should give them at least, a 2-3 day break, depending on the person. Some people may need a little bit longer. Like, your self-care is your responsibility, and you need to know what your self-care looks like. Sometimes some of us, we only need a couple of days. Some of us may need more than that. But I, like Blaisdell 716 said over here on Facebook, and free mental health counseling. We're talking about the CNAs and the medical workers. They need that. Now, Blaze also goes on to say, yes, that's why fracking is a big deal. We talked about fracking last week, and I'm going to bring up, because I want to make sure that you guys all know what fracking is. I mean, there's some benefits to it, but you also, there's some pros and cons, as with anything. So, as we talked about last week on the Vette Green Show, everybody, that fracking, or a hydraulic fracturing, is a technique used to extract oil. So this is what they do. They're going looking for oil. And some people that's on this live right now may have family members who have been propositioned because they have oil on their land, especially down south. There's a lot of that. And your family member may have been propositioned to, oh, we'll pay you $500 a month if we can rent your land. And they go on your land and they start drilling for oil. That's part of what fracking is. They're looking for these oil reserves because they are still there. The process involves drilling a well horizontally into the ground and injecting a high pressure mixture of water, sand, and chemicals to crack the rock and release trapped oil and gas. Fracking has been used to develop energy reservoirs that were previously considered too difficult to access. However, it has also raised concerns about the environmental impact of the process, including the depletion of water. What okay, you're using the water reserves that's in that area. What's going to happen? Remember some of us who grew up in areas in the city, in the inner city, like I grew up in the Dorothy Glover projects. And back in the days when it was very, very hot outside, we turned on the fire hydrants. But at the end of the day, when you went home, the water was just trickling because that was the water reserve. So that's one of the issues also. Okay, they're using this water and they're putting this water down into the earth. It's going to come back up. It's going to go into the soil. That's depleting the water reserve. So that's a, a viable a viable issue. People are going to worry about that. Hey, Danger the Boss, grand rising to you, grand rising to you. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe to the Vet Green Show. It is free. Please hit like as you are in here. If you are on Facebook, please hit like. If you are on YouTube, hit like, and please subscribe. So, everybody, I wanted to talk about Rich Homie Quan. You know, rest in peace. Everybody, do the Quan. Everybody knows who Rich Homie Quan is. Well, the toxicology report came back, and unfortunately, his untimely death was due to something that he had ingested. Now, this is something that's really near and dear to my heart because I tell you guys about my own struggles. Like opioid abuse is real, and it is something that I see that a lot of people are struggling with. One of the other issues is that the rise of I'll call it powdered sugar. I don't even know how this got risen. Like the powdered sugar, I thought that went out in the 80s, but allegedly, especially with Diddy and this Tusi thing. Hey, fella, good morning to you. The rise of that is real. One of the challenges is that a lot of it is being mixed with the big F word. If you go back on the Vet Green show, I think this was when it was Think and Grow at Vet Green. Just go on Green Links Media. You can see the show. I did a couple of shows on the big F, like the F word that is truly hurting everybody. It is, this thing does not have a demographic. It chooses to live where it wants to live. It does not have a specific face. We have young people out here who are losing their lives. We have grandparents out here that are losing their lives. We have mothers and fathers, aunts and uncles that have lost their lives because they wanted to play with the powdered sugar. There was another instance where, well, a few instances that I know where there's young men who's popping these pills, and I don't know what it does to the libido. I don't know, but they lost their lives, you know. So that's what seems to have happened with Rich Homie Quan. They're saying, and this is being reported by NBC News, that he was on life from an accidental overdose involving the big F word as well as the Dean. Yeah, the Dean. It says that it was a combined toxic effect of the F word, alprolazam, the Dean, the Zine, and that's according to Georgia Medical Examiner. Yaya Boo over here on TikTok said, I knew it. I kind of figured that the F word was going to be in there. I kind of figured that because this thing is really taking people. Oh, hey, Halo, thank you so much for joining this morning. This thing is really taking people out. No longer are people mixing the powdered sugar with baking soda. They're mixing it with the big F word, y'all. Apparently, it's cheaper. I don't know how. I don't know why, but it's real. Blaze said it's back with a vengeance, and they playing with deathly Fetty Betty. They have this notion that it's cool till it's over. Yeah. Do you think a part of it is the music? Like you look at when Future came on the scene, he was rapping about this, and now it seems to be a part of the culture. It seems to be, yes, the F word. No, I can't really say it because I don't. A lot of times when you, like, if you go back to the show that I did about Mayor Eric Adams. That just did not get a lot of play because they kind of shot it down, they struck it down. So certain words I can't say on here, y'all. Um, but yeah, that's what they're saying. That was the cause of it. Why do you all think that there's such a rise in this abuse? Why do you think? Do you think that it's the music? I definitely think that the music is a part of it because if you hear it over and over again and they make it seem like it's a party thing to do or a cool thing to do, a lot of people are going to hop onto it. I remember when Snoop and them came out and NWA and them came out, everybody was had the 40 balls. Everybody. It was all in the videos. Remember the one video they had the refrigerator just full to the top. So now all of us, we want to do that. We want to party and have these 40 balls, the beer, stacked up, liquor stacked up. It was a party. It was made to look as if it was fun, and I feel like that is definitely a part of the issue right now. It was made to look as if it was fun, not knowing the consequences. Like when crack hit the scene. Remember when that hit the scene? Those of you who are my age and older, remember when that hit the scene? Those people that were taking it willingly, taking it, I'm sure that they did not, the intention was not to get hooked onto it for years, like 50 years, like some people have been hooked on it for years. Remember back in the days, they were freebase and that's what they were doing. And now this hit the scene. I think a lot of times that we don't realize the consequences of what we are ingesting, whether we are viewing it, whether we are listening to it, there's some consequences to it. Halo over here on Facebook said the F is equivalent to rat poison because it's 1 grain. Like a small grain of salt can literally kill you. You can do an internet search of how many deaths have been attributed to this F word. Thank you so much, Butterland, for the gifts. You can do a simple internet search. There have been babies. Remember the case with the baby went to daycare. Do a simple internet search and you can see it. So Halo said the F is equivalent to rat poison. I don't know why people do these things. One person told me one time that drugs is what makes great music and pain. Would you guys agree? Remember, I know I'm dating myself. I remember when Run DMC was on one of and if anybody remembers which of the hype men in Run DMC, it was the hype man. He was addicted to alcohol. And I remember seeing a documentary where he said that it came to a point where he could not go on stage without being inebriated. Like he had to be inebriated. So some of us, we have this imposter syndrome, and because that imposter syndrome is present, some people have to get high in order to do what it is that they do. I mean, it's a fact. Yaya Boo said yes, in New York City they had a whole operation in that daycare and them babies got a hold of it. See, and one of the babies ended up being unlived. Blaze over here on YouTube, and thank you so much for being on YouTube, Blaze. Make sure you share and subscribe to the Green Links Media. Um, Blaze said the music and the pharmaceutical companies are recycling their money. Okay. Okay. Why do they push that rhetoric? Instead, there is so much great music out there, inspirational music like Goals and Dreams that I played a little while ago. Why not push that type of music? Why are they constantly pushing the music that's telling you go out and take drugs, go out and do this, go out and, or telling these stories of people crying at their pain of what they've been, their environment was. Like a lot of that drill music, it really is based on their environment. But why push that type of music? Even going back to when I was coming up, I was talking to my kids and I was like listening to some of the music now. Thank you so much. Listening to some of the music now in my big old age of 48, it's like, oh my God, like, why is she saying that? And we go back to my whatever one of my kids I was talking to, they were like, well, back in your days, you had Little Kim, and it was like, you know what? We really did. But it's different now that I have a little bit more experience and I'm seeing what happens when you are constantly feeding yourself that type of music. Like you start believing these things and you start believing that you should act this way, right? Halo said it is a part of the culture, but the culture should educate people about these drugs through music instead of using it. Oh, I want to go back to that, Halo, because I feel that. He said that It is a part of the culture, but the culture should educate people about these drugs through music instead of using it to promote and hurt our little children because it affects the children more. Yes, it does, because they are so impressionable. And then you have some kids who don't have that structure at home, the adults at home, who are telling them right or wrong because they're out lifing themselves. Halo also said another great example is the movie Get Him to the Greek, the movie with the diddler. See, there's so much out there, y'all. There's so much out there. Halo said it also shows how celebrities need to be drugged up in order to stay awake and perform. Isn't that what I was just saying? That burger dude said over here on Facebook said, because that's where the dollars is. That's where the devil is. The devil is just as real as Jesus is. I solely believe that. That's why when I woke up this morning and I was listening to what Unique had to say, I was like, it's right there. Like you want to be this big old vision, like you have this vision, this dream in your head about what you want to do, especially if you want to be in the entertainment industry. But if you get there, what is that going to look like for you? Do I have to do those things that are being alleged that Diddy made people do, or even R. Kelly, or it's even more than that. Clyde Davis. Come on, y'all. Can we keep it real? Can we keep it real? And people that's even over him. Like this has been happening for decades. It just is not starting. This has been happening for decades. Some of them people have gone. Look at Hugh Hefner. The documentary didn't come out about him until after he passed away. But the allegations that were against him, this stuff has been going on for years. Blaisdell 716 said, "You get high, they get money. You go to jail, they get money. You get out, they get money. They continue the cycle until it's a trip to the upper room." I agree. Butterlamb said, "Absolutely, I agree." Blaisdell 716, I agree. Hey, little dope soul, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. There's a lot to this, y'all. There is definitely a lot to this. I just think that just stay grounded in your beliefs. Put the armor of the Most High over you as you are venturing out. It does not matter if you want to be a CEO in the cubicles. It does not matter. Just continue to put that armor of the Most High over you. And if you have not found the Most High for yourself, and I'm not telling you you should be Allah, God, whatever you want to call it, just know that there is something higher than you that loves you unconditionally. And you know that it loves you unconditionally when you get out of that mess. Okay, can I hear amen? When you get out of that mess and you looking around and say, I can't believe I got out of that. Yeah, the Most High can believe because you are purposely purposed for a reason. You are purposely purposed for a reason. So moving on, everybody. What else did I have to talk about? There were a few things that I have wanted to talk to you guys about. So listen, has anybody heard why they said John Amos passed away? Hey, JD, thank you so much for joining this morning. How is it that John Amos passed away back in August and we are just now hearing about it? Now they're saying that the daughter found out. How is something not right, y'all? How is the daughter just finding out? And she found out the same time that we found out. I don't get it. But she was on her live. Everybody talking about, she I just I don't understand it. How he passed away in August. And I mean, it's not, the public didn't need to know, but the family should have known. My thoughts. I feel like the family should have known. Um, that's just my thoughts, y'all. I'm trying to bring it up here. But basically, she was saying that she couldn't believe that her dad was gone. Her name is Shannon Amos. That's what I'm going to look up. She couldn't believe. Hey, Flo King. And I'm looking at it at 0 back in August. Yeah, like he passed away in August, y'all. And even the daughter didn't find out until we found out. Like, what is going on there? That something just doesn't sit right with me there. I was trying to find her live, but I can't find it. You can go and do an internet search, but We found out, what was it, October 1st? And allegedly he passed away August 21st. I bet it has something to do with some money. I bet it has something to do with financial because y'all remember a few months back, I believe the family was fighting to get power of attorney or something. Something was going on. Halos over here, he said, in life we have both light and dark. I feel we should only tap into the dark to protect our loved ones and the light to show to every to the light to show love to everyone. I have a feeling that the main goal for the shadow government is to get rid of the black woman and child. So we must protect our women and children. God is good all the time. God is love. This path of life we live are just life learned lessons. That is the test of all of us individually to get a higher self of divinity. Yes, Halo. Yes. Come on. Come through. That is what I am talking about. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel that, you have to have light and dark. Like it has to be a equal. What is it? Newtons? For each action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So there's going to be both. It's your choice what side you want to be on. I choose light. I choose the light, y'all. Because I know what that darkness feels like. I know what it feels like. Like I literally know what that darkness feels like, and it do not feel good. It don't feel good. You be in spaces and places where you don't even want to be here. Okay? I don't want to be there. I don't ever want to be there again. Balance, JD said. Yes, you have to have equal balance. They say I heard this. There's this work that you do with your shadow self, and I started looking into a little bit of that because nobody's perfect. We all have something with us, right? Nobody's perfect. We all have something. That Green has something with her. But what side do you want to be? How do you really want to live? If you've been in that space where it's just so dark, nobody really wants to be there. Yeah, it's fun sometimes when you're out partying and having fun and all of that, but living in that space of darkness, no, it is mentally, it is draining. Physically, it will attack your body. I feel like in some ways, depression is a part of that darkness. Nobody wants to be depressed, but it's real. A lot of us are struggling with mental health issues, dependency issues, a lot, abuse, substance abuse. There's a lot going on in our world, but we do have the ability to bring ourselves up out of that. And part of the tools that I have to use is the Most High. Okay, the Most High. Halo is agreeing with you, JD, on balance. You have to have some balance. You don't want to subscribe too much to that dark part of you. You just don't. You don't want to subscribe too much. Hey, best friend, Grand Rising to you. Good morning. Good morning. I love that picture of you. Halo said, do you think that oppression plays a role in depression? Absolutely. Absolutely. I see growing up where I grew up, I saw more solemn faces and more anger than I did happiness. Now, granted, hey, TT said I'm back. Now, granted, I was blessed. I had a happy home. I did. Like my mom was fantabulous. She was a wife. She did what she had to do. I saw her just in this wife role. Me and my sister, we grew up like that. But we also had friends who did not grow up like that. A lot of people are oppressed. We were oppressed, even though inside of our home it was happy. We were still living in the projects. I remember the roaches. I remember the mice. I remember all of that. That is oppression. And that, if you see that on a constant basis, you'll have this sense of hopelessness, especially if you are never able to get outside of that environment. That's all you're going to know. So that's where your mindset is. And that form of oppression, it will most definitely lead you to depression. How many of us are struggling financially right now? May not have the job that you need to make you comfortable. How many of us may have lost a loved one or are dealing with feeling lonely right now because you are going through relationship crisis? A lot of that leads to that depression that you feel. But on the bright side of things, y'all, once you get over that hump and you get yourself up out of that funk, you do begin to feel better. Me myself, I found that just being active and just being active in my life makes me feel better. Now you go through this process as you are getting out of it of, you're kind of reckoning with yourself. Like, okay, I do want to change my life, but how much do I really want to change my life? I know I need to do these things, but do I really want to do these things? And unfortunately, that's why there's only 1%. Like the percent of people just being successful is so slim, and it's because there's hard work. There's hard work. It's hard getting yourself out of depression. It's hard changing your mindset about where you are and who you are. And you've always been told that you'll never be anything. And you've been told that you'll never amount to anything. Or, oh, yeah, you think you're going to make it. And, all of this negative talk. And then we go on to negative talk ourselves. Am I lying? What did you tell yourself today? Did you tell yourself I love you? Did you tell yourself good job? Did you tell yourself that? Or did you lay there and thinking about everything that you don't have? You sat there just in your space because it's a place of comfort because you don't really got to do anything. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it, baby. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to, everybody that is listening to this live, whether you are on TikTok, whether you are on Facebook or you are on YouTube, just know that you are not alone in the fights that we are all fighting. And that if you choose to do a little bit more than you did yesterday, I promise you, you continue to do that consistently. You continue to remain active in your life. You continue to say, you know what, it doesn't matter what my life used to look like. What matters is what I am going to make my life look like. You are going to be in a much, much better place 10 days, 30 days, 45 days. You are going to be in a much, much better place. Much better place. You just got to want to do it because it is a choice. Some of us don't think that it's a choice to be happy. A lot of us don't think that it's a choice to change our lives. One of the things I love about Yaya Boo over here and what she said about her sister circle is that these are my girls. A lot of us, we have to find people outside of what we've grown up with because it's a mindset. If you all grew up in that same oppression that Halo is speaking of, everybody's not going to be able to get their mindset out of that oppression. So you have to expand your mind and get yourself outside of your environment and start surrounding yourself with like-minded people, people who are aspiring to be more than you've seen in your life. That burger dude said, I told myself to go get it. That part. I told myself that this morning too, bro. You better get up and get it. The Green Links Media is not go grow by itself. Okay. All right. Big Mike said, exactly. It is positive circles. Yaya Boo said, indeed, broaden your horizons. Okay. Yes, everybody give yourself some love today. I want to thank everybody for joining me today for another episode of the Vette Green Show. I love y'all long life. Catch me in a few minutes on WBNY 91.3 FM, where I will be playing some great music. If you are an independent artist and you would like your music played on WBNY 91.3, you need to email me, okay? Go on one of my social media pages. It is Vette Green, VETTE. If you are following me right here on TikTok, the links are there. Go on my social media page, send me a message or send me an email. vetgreen76@gmail.com. Send me an email. Go look at my social media pages and you can see the information. Make sure you give me a follow, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I love y'all long life. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day on purpose because you're living and you're breathing and you can. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? I love y'all. I will see y'all very soon.